let's take a look at this. This is Jalen Brunson as a child with his dad. Really cool story. Just his dad went from being his personal trainer as a child to being his coach.
Okay.
In the pros. On the bench when he wins his championship.
Bruh, I have.
How do you can't write that, bro? Like that's so amazing. I can't imagine like how that feels as a father, bro.
I mean,
let's watch this video first. We'll
yeah.
You get to the jump. Tie your goddamn shoe. Every time you come out here, I tell you to tie your shoe.
It was all mental. He was just trying to see where I was mentally, and he pushed me and pushed me.
Honey. Go tell you stop. Go.
Come on, Jay.
Here we go.
Walking.
And his mama backing daddy up.
Full speed.
Yeah, I heard she trained him too. I heard she was because she played basketball too.
Okay.
Yeah, she hooped.
Yeah.
Good tough, Jay. Come on.
That mental part of it was huge for me because I didn't really think about it until I got older. I was like, half the stuff I'm doing now is easy.
Yeah, because I've been doing it. It's ingrained.
Go. Full speed.
Yeah, you putting in this kind of work and you got somebody pushing you, just
change direction on the
and looking at his body language, like he don't want to be there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's tired, hot, sweating.
Yep.
You know, dad ain't taking it easy on him.
Nope. Mom's is still right there. It takes that teamwork too,
bro.
Man.
Not even getting that.
He's one of 8 people in the history of Illinois to win over 100 games in high school. He's won over 100 games in college. He won 2 gold medals. So at the end of the day, you keep doubting him, he keeps winning.
Sprint back, son.
You know what I'm saying? Not even getting that soft nurture from mom. It's like they both like on his neck.
Sprint back, son. Hey. Whew.
Right. I ain't never seen nobody run up hills backwards.
Fun fact, I just read this article about how walking backwards or going up hills backwards is one of the best things for your brain.
Really?
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Send me that.
Brunson drives, foul, shot is up,
You know what I mean? Now you get these situations like this is cakewalk.
Talk about the journey you've been on and how it has reached this point now where you're on the Garden floor hearing MVP chants and you're going to the All-Star game.
I mean, he always used to ask me, is this what you want to do for a living? So no matter what mood I was in, the answer was always yes.
When did he start asking you that?
Probably like 7th grade.
Wow.
He always used to say, if a teacher gave you a study guide for a test, you'd take the study guide, you prepare, and you take the test. Well, I'm the study guide. I have taken the test. Are you gonna listen to me or not?
Yeah, bro. So, you know, his dad was an NBA player. It's like,
right.
You know, who else you gonna listen to? So, and it's funny. So when I look at that, I think about my son, Joel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's playing soccer. He started out in doing camps. First day, I feel like I might have told the story before. I was zoomed through it. First day of camp, he gets hit in the face with a ball.
Mm-hmm.
He's crying. He don't play soccer no more. I make him stick it out. It's just a week long. He sticks it out.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. The next year comes by. The camp comes back around. This time, Malia wants to do it. Him and Malia are really close.
Mm-hmm.
He's excited because she's doing it with him.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when soccer kind of stuck. It's like, and then he was good. He was like, he's a natural athlete. His mom was a natural athlete.
Get out too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I'm watching him. He's an obvious standout amongst these campers. And he ends up winning, like, they give you, like, for each age group, they give you, like, a ball if you were, like, the MVP of your group. So he got that, like, 2 years in a row.
Okay.
So, like, okay, he's got something. So we put him in soccer and rec soccer. And he's that dude.
Mm-hmm.
Zooming across the field. It's just fast. He can score. They put him, sometimes they usually put him on defense because he doesn't have the technical skills because he's still new. But he has this natural propensity to defend the goal. But sometimes, like when they're winning, they'll put him at striker, and he scored a couple of goals. There's one game he scored like 2 goals, man. I was so happy. 'Cause I want to see scoring. You know what I'm saying? I didn't grow up watching soccer.
Right.
You know, it's football and basketball for me. And so it's like when you're in that mindset, it's sometimes hard to start watching soccer because it's not a lot of scoring. It's just like I said, you have to watch it a different way. And it's easy when your kid is playing it and you kind of get into it that way. And then, so now I love watching soccer. Anyway, this one practice, he's like upset. And I'm like, what's wrong, man? What's going on? He's like, man, my teammates aren't trying hard enough. And so one of the parents, I talked to another parent whose kids has been part of the GSA, Gwinnett Soccer Association for a while. She was like, yeah, it's time to put them in competitive. Play up. Some more money, more time, whatever. So I talked to Xanta about it. We asked she sends an email to the league director because like the information on the website just wasn't super organized. And we didn't know like, okay, where is this team that's supposed to the next step up or whatever. And so they told us and they send us to another GSA location.
Okay.
Because this one is like 7 minutes from the house. This other one is like 40 minutes in Tequila. So we go up there to get evaluated. I don't know why they're sending us. We just asking questions about how, when can we sign up for this league? And so he sends, he gives us the dates. He sends us up to Tequila to this coach to go get evaluated. We find the coach. It's a big field, hundreds of kids, dozens of coaches. We find them. So he practices with the team. They're all wearing, once you get competitive level, everybody's wearing the same uniform.
Okay.
The red and black. He got his like black and lime green because he loves those loud colors. So he stands out just anyway. So anyway, he practiced with the team. I'm watching. I'm nervous. I'm like, man, I don't know what's going on. Like, let me see how good is he going to be, at this next level? Is he good? Because you don't know.
Right.
And so he's in there. He looks like he's holding his own. Like he's on that level with those kids. Obviously, everybody's pretty good at this level. Yeah. Rec is like some kids can't run. Some kids don't care. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. So after the practice, I asked the coach, I'm like, so how do you do? He's like, yeah, the kids seem to like him. You know what I'm saying? He's, kind of blending in. So he was like, if you want to, you can just keep bringing him in. Like we practice twice a week. Okay. He could just stay with us. I'm like, bet, because this is free training because I don't know. I'm still learning the game. I don't know how to train them. So I need all the help I can get. And this is, it's free. So I'm like, besides the time and the gas.
Yeah, to get there and everything.
I'm like, it's worth it. So we're there. A couple of weeks go by and they got tournaments coming up. He's like, hey, we might have some kids that are, going to be out of town during these tournaments. Like, you want Joel to play.
Can you fill in?
I'm like, yeah. And so, we pay the tournament fee. He plays in the tournament. He's sitting the bench, for the first time. And then eventually he gets in. He's, doing his thing. Okay. He plays pretty good. And then, more tournaments coming. He's like invited back to more of these tournaments. And now he's starting over some of those kids. And, he's doing his thing. So, and I asked him like, hey man, what do you want to be when you grow up? He's like, I don't like putting people's dreams out there. So I'll just say he wants to take it to the next level. Okay. He wants to stay with soccer. So I'm like, okay. So I explained to him, like, I just give him the real, like, in order for you to continue to do this at a high level and reach up there, you're going to have to work because everybody wants to play sports for a living. Yep. It's the best job ever besides like maybe acting or something like that. Like everybody wants to be either athlete or actor or musician, like famous, rich, whatever. Everybody wants that. So because everybody wants it, it's going to be super competitive.
Yeah. Everybody's going after it.
And so, I broke it down to him like this. I was like, you got all your rec teams, and then you got the next level up, which is what you're on. And there's levels above that. I'm still learning just even the structure. So I'm thinking it's just like high school, college. No, this is like clubs. And the clubs outrank the high schools and colleges. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And so, after that, it's like you got to be one of the best or the best on your team to make it to the next, whatever that next level is. And once you make it, you're not going to automatically be the best anymore.
No, you start over every one.
Because everybody from these other kids on that team, they were the best at that level. Now they're all together. So you might be the worst or in the middle, or you might be toward the top. But it's like you got to keep building, keep working. And so
I heard this real quick. Let me jump in. I heard somebody say, I'm trying to remember who it was, but he said he was talking about championships, but it's a very similar to anything that you like succeed at, right? Whenever you're going from one place to the next level, it's okay, you got the championship. Say it's soccer, right? You win the championship this year, when it's the next year, it's like being at an amusement park. Okay, you finished the ride. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That was great. You were at rec. You went to the next level. You know, you finished that, and you actually got accepted to the next level. That's great. Mm-hmm. But it's like, okay, now you got to get off the roller coaster, and you gotta, if you want to go to another ride, you got to get out, and there's other people going to that other ride too. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so you can run to the line. Maybe you'll get in the middle of the line. Maybe you'll get to the back of the line. But you're at the other ride. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But you still got to stand in line. You know, and maybe you'll get scared before the roller coaster. You get to the front, or maybe you'll finish it out, and then that's the next level. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I thought that was a pretty good analogy. Like
for sure,
because you always got to start over, even when you have won something the next season. You still got to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I love how sports imitates life. You know what I'm saying? Just like
Absolutely.
The lessons that you learn in sports that I learned coming up playing football. You know, it's just like it's so many lessons you can pull from it if you're looking for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so we've had some really good conversations. And so I'm explaining to him, like, so listen, man, like to get there, because everybody wants to do it, you're going to have to work at times that you're not going to feel like working. You're not going to feel like doing these sprints, doing these cone drills,
100%,
doing these wall passes. It's going to get mundane. It's going to get boring. You get tired. It might be cold. It might be hot. It might be wet outside. You know, other people going to be chilling, playing video games, watching TV. You're going to be outside working. Are you willing to do that?
Right.
He was like, yeah. Like, okay. And so we started, going to work. Now, I don't know how hard to push him. And that's really a question, because for one, my son is very sensitive.
Okay.
Sweet kid, but he's talented and he kind of knows it, but he's not cocky with it.
Right.
But he's really honest. He's like, when I told him, I was like, when he first started playing rec, I was like, where do you rank yourself amongst your teammates? He's like, it's like this guy, that guy, and then me.
Okay.
I'm top 3 on this team. But he wasn't, but he's just,
yeah,
again,
he's not saying it like in an arrogant way.
He's not an arrogant kid. He's
Not at all.
that's just not part of his makeup.
It's not.
So he's just, so I know I like it because I know he's being honest, so I can tell where he mentally is. Mm-hmm. And so, I ask him every now and then, like he don't feel like training, or it's like, and it's like, I don't want to push him too hard because we might be outside. He's like, man, I got a headache. Mm-hmm. And I get, I'm not going to push him if you got a headache, or if his leg is hurting or his knee hurting, don't want no injuries, or, or maybe he's just saying that because he don't want to do it.
Right.
I don't know. I don't want him to lose the love of the game.
Yeah.
And so what's been happening with him recently, I've noticed like he doesn't play the same way he used to play. When he played rec, it was just like he was free. He was a kid. Mm-hmm. When he got to they call it SCCL, to the competitive league, for one, he was nervous because the team was already formed.
Okay.
He's coming in as a guest.
Right.
And so even when he was playing, he had a slightly different jersey. He had his rec jersey that had similar colors. So he kind of felt like, I kind of felt that, he's still trying to, feels like an outcast. Yeah, trying to fit in. But I asked him like, hey, do you like this team? He's like, yeah, he said he liked that team better than all his other team. I'm talking about, he won a championship his first year playing.
Right.
I also won a championship my first year playing football in Lilburn. So we both won the championship in Lilburn. The first time we played sports. Weird, comparison, whatever. Anyway,
father-son dynamic.
Yeah,
huh?
man, we winners, dog. At least starting out, but and he got runner-up the next year. I was like, you like this team more than your championship team? He was like, yeah. It's like, why? It's like, they just like the coaches are more knowledgeable at this level. The players, like everybody's disciplined. Like they show up to, if the coach doesn't show up to like, if he was late to like warm-ups before a game, the team just started warming up on their own, like organized. Like that would have never happened in rec. Them kids don't care. They just whatever.
Right.
So he does like structure. But so what happened?
I wonder who he gets that from.
I don't know. So this is what happened, because he used to make these like really hard sprints. He just wasn't doing that. It's like, hey man, I used to like hit that speed burst. Like, man, what happened? So this is what I didn't know until I asked him. He was like, so one time he went to go make that fast run and get the ball back for somebody, but then he immediately lost it. And then like one of his teammates got frustrated with him, and that like hurt him. And so now to protect himself, he doesn't want to like go too hard
and put himself out of position.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Even like when he gets the ball, like he immediately passes the ball to somebody else. He don't want to take no dribbles, no touches. He just like, he doesn't want the ball. And so his confidence was shot because like, it's like, different personalities, certain kids, but these kids they're not like picking on him. They yell at everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But they're, everybody's friends at the end of the game. You know what I'm saying? It's no big deal. So I'm trying to explain that to him, but he's so sensitive, like that really does like hurt him. And so now I gotta like I gotta learn how to build my son up from a hurt position. And this is all new for me.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm learning how to do this like parenting thing in this particular aspect. And I don't want my kids operating out of fear. So same thing with Malia. Malia, she got accepted to the Gwinnett School of Science and Technology, one of the top schools in the top school in Georgia, one of the top schools in the nation.
Yeah.
They're like number 13 in the nation, whatever, right? And so, but we live in a district where the school system is really great too.
Yeah.
And so she felt like she took the PSAT, got a certain score, she's got straight A's. She's done everything to get, and then it's also a lottery. You got to get, so it's like all that. She got the lottery, she got everything. So it's her choice if she wants to go there. She didn't feel like she was good enough because some of her classmates got like higher test scores.
Okay.
And she was like, I don't think I'm good enough. And And so I'm working with her to like, now we're learning how to like make decisions, not out of fear.
Yeah.
And so I'm learning how to teach her that in real time. And I'm talking to my wife about it, and we're trying we're figuring, as we're saying the words, we're figuring it out as we're saying it, because we don't just have the answers.
Yeah, that's you're approaching new territory.
And so so sometimes like you feel like, I know you've experienced this, like you feel like you say something like, yeah, but that was some good advice. And other times you're just like fumbling for words.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know how that came across, or I'm about to like think more on that,
Okay. So, man, doubt is the biggest enemy of like inner success. That is definitely something that I think probably, maybe not every parent, but a lot of parents, have to come across that bridge of how do we deal with this issue.
Yeah.
And the unfortunate part is like, there's no one size fits all answer. You know what I mean?
No.
It's really off of not just the household. And this is something that I'm actively realizing right now, It's not just, okay, as for me in my house, I'm going to go about this way. It's like, nope, this kid requires this thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this child is totally and completely different, and they require this thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the difficult part is, and I am something else totally different, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like my experience doesn't even relate to their experiences, but I got to try to give them the best advice, for what their mind's able to understand right now.
Yeah. Whew. It's tough, man. So like when I see Jalen Brunson and his dad, I'm like, I know there's no regret there, because like he
did it,
did it right. And so like I don't want to have regret of like, man, I should have did more,
went harder.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Even like, with Joel, it's if you participate with him, his attitude is a little bit better.
Okay.
So I started working out with him. I don't want to,
right,
but I also want to like show him like I'm with you.
Yeah.
So I'll be out there doing the sprints with him sometimes, doing the drills. I can't dribble a soccer ball with my feet to give him a really good look, but I do my best. And I watch his games, I take notes, we work on stuff. You know what I'm saying? I talk to him like, hey man, did you do your workouts? Hey bro, you need to do workouts. So sometimes he'll do them on his own. And then sometimes, if I'm not on him, he'll kind of slack. And, just with the confidence thing, he's like, because he's in summer league right now. And then like last week he was like, I don't want to play in the game because like the kid had said something. And like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and so like me and Xanta, like we're getting, because we already signed him up for the fall, and, paying some money, bro. Like, and so it's kind of like, so we're at the point now, it's like, okay, we're going to see how this fall season goes. But it's like, we're not going to pay all this money. And you said you wanted to take your this career path this way, but then this is what you're doing. Like you're not, you know what I'm saying? And I told him, I was like, listen, if you ever get, because I'm trying to use wisdom the best I can, like, do I want him to be a pro? Man, absolutely. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I told him, I was like, listen, if during this journey you decide like I want to do something else, like that is your decision. I'm not going to be upset.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but until you tell me that, like, I'm going to keep pushing you until you're like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
And then we can make some different decisions. You might, you still want to play. Maybe you just play rec or try to make your middle school or high school team or whatever. So I'm trying to, again, put the ball in his hand. Like, look, this is your life is your journey. Like, I'm here to support you and try to give you the best advice and guide you the best way I can. But I don't want to live vicariously.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's
in an unhealthy.
Because, like, there can be you can end up perhaps with the regret of, did I push hard enough? But then there can also be the resentment from, on the other side of it from, oh, they pushed me too hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, how do you accurately address that? But to your point, as long as you give them not an out, but like the opportunity for open communication and dialogue. You know what I'm saying? I think to your point, that is a very wise strategy to go about it.
I learned this from Kobe's dad. Kobe told the story how when he was like doing the camps or whatever, it was like, 12, 13 years old. He was playing these scrimmages. He wasn't like scoring a lot of points or whatever. I think maybe he didn't score any points. He just had a bad game. So on the ride home, his dad told him, his dad is, former NBA player, played overseas, whatever. He said, listen, whether you score 0 or 60 points, I'm going to love you the same.
Right.
And when Kobe heard that, he was like, it took a lot of pressure off of him. He was able to play free, knowing that no matter what happens, like my dad is still going to love me. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so, yeah, man, it's like, I wanted to pass that on. So I told him like, look, bro, I'm going to love you either way, whether you do this or you choose to do something else.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So I hope he gets that. He understands that. And what's the other thing that's helpful, because like this last game he was at, like I was really frustrated. I had stuff going on before the party.
Okay, yeah.
Like I put the chicken on like an hour later than I was supposed to.
Right. Still turned out phenomenal.
Thank you, man. I make some good chicken. I don't care what Dwayne Davis says. My chicken was
it wasn't just chicken, it was smoked chicken. It was
smoked.
Yeah.
With the greatest spices and herbs. But anyway, shout out to Dwayne. That's my dude. Dwayne is very competitive, man. He told me like, hey man, this chicken's almost on my chicken level. I'm like, man, whatever, dog. We were texting back and forth. I was like, well, hey, your wife liked it. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, so I always get really anxious before the like big gatherings at the house. So I want everything to be perfect, put a lot of work in. And I got the chicken, it just slipped my mind. I'm like, so I'm in a bad mood. So it's me, my mom came, and then Joelle, we're taking them to the game. So I'm already like, and my mom, she sees through, I try to put a face on. She sees through all that all the time. She's like, are you okay? I'm like, man, I put a chicken on an hour late. She's like, it's going to be okay. It's going to turn out. And she was right. It turned out great. Everything, it actually worked out better that I put it on later. Anyway, because I prayed about it on the way. I was like, I just need to pray about it because I'm such, the mood I'm in is like projecting out. I'm thinking about Joel and like, his toes were hurting just from like getting stepped on like games ago. And I'm trying to like research on how to like get that fixed. And, again, he didn't want to play in that game. And then during the game, his coach put him in a different position that he usually doesn't play. And so we were researching like, okay, how do you play, fullback, which is the back line in the corner, like on the side.
Okay. He's
usually like one of the two in the middle, which is center back. The fullback is like different responsibilities. And so like during the game, like I'm trying to tell him like, yo, Joel, come to the side. You need to space out more. And he's like kind of looking at me, but he's like takes like 2 half steps back. I'm like, I almost started yelling at him because I'm like, I'm already frustrated with what's going on.
Yeah. And
then with him, I'm trying to like, I want him to be great.
Right.
And like, bro, we've been researching this. I done drew out these diagrams and all this kind of stuff.
This is in the game?
This is during the game.
Okay.
And he's not listening to me. I was like frustrated. And they ended up scoring like right after that because like he just the spacing wasn't there. So I had to make sure I didn't project my anger and frustration on him. So my mom was talking to me. She was like, and I was telling her like all this stuff. And she she was giving me some really good, like solid advice, like how to approach, ask them the why questions and things like that. So I was like, okay, I'm going to take my mom's advice and kind of cool off a little bit and then just ask them different. So when he came after the game, they ended up being a tie 4-4. It was a good game. I just gave him his props, told him what, I tried to tell him what he did good, some other stuff he needed to work on. So I asked him like, hey, well, why, when I said this, why did you, he was like, because my man that I was guarding was right there. So I was explaining to him like, well, if you space out, two things are going to happen. He's going to come with you and you have more space, or he's going to stay there, but now you're open because
you can close that.
Yeah. So he was like, oh, okay. So he's, he's already like, a little bit anxious because of the new position. He don't know, he's trying to get his confidence in. So he has a lot on his shoulders too, as a,
right.
12-year-old kid. So I don't want to.
I got a question.
Okay.
And don't take this personally, but it's you coached for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's been a very long time since I played any type of sport that required coaching. And you played at a higher level than I did playing football, right?
Yeah.
So when it comes to being a coach and being a parent and a player, right? I never experienced when I was playing basketball or whatever it was, my mom, when I was in games, my mom was cursing out the referees. 1, 2, 3, kill the referee. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Like, yeah, because sometimes they would be messing up. You know what I'm saying? Wow. What are you doing? You blind? You know what I'm saying? My mom's was really at it. But that was the extent of it, right?
Yeah.
So the coaches did, whatever, listen to the coach. So in this situation, do you think that it could be adding more elements of pressure to the situation? Because he's got a coach to coach, but he's also got you coaching, right? How did you respond when you were coaching and there were parents trying to coach their kids while you were trying to coach? And how is he handling that dynamic?
Okay, so I didn't have a lot of parents who were like trying to step on my toes. I'm like, man, forget what your coach said. Do this.
And that's not what you're doing, though. You're not saying forget that.
Yeah. I'm trying to make sure he's better because they only practice 1 day a week. Coach ain't got time to teach every kid these positions. Like most of them know how to play or whatever. He's just trying to put them in the best position. So I feel like I'm an asset to the coach, but I'm also like making sure that I don't do anything that's going to be harmful to whatever the coach is doing.
Okay.
Because so for instance, if I tell Joel, hey, you need to do this, but he's like, the coach said I need to stay here, and I'm like, okay. I don't ever go against if the coach says something.
Right.
That's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I guess because I coach, like I kind of understand that. But so yeah, I try not to embarrass him.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like we have like hand signals and stuff that we use. So I'm not telling him, well, how come you need to get big, bro? Like,
yeah.
I got, things that we do
to kind of give him.
And he kind of knows what I'm trying to tell him. Like I try to do it like JoJo. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Go faster. Play strong.
Yeah. Pay attention.
Look around. Keep your head on the swivel. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. So
okay.
So
no, that's good.
Yeah. So I'm trying not to be that parent.
Yeah. That's
so
I didn't think so, but I was just curious.
Yeah. But I don't yell as much. Because my wife and her parents, they kind of the same way when they were playing sports. Like, man, they turn up, like, and they go after the ref and all that kind of stuff. I don't ever want to do that, so I try to, especially in soccer, I don't know all the rules,
right? And
so I can't really yell out nothing anyway. Because half the time I'm like asking the people, like, hey, what's the call? Like, what's that for? Like, why he put his hand up? Like, what happened? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But yeah, so yeah, I'm trying not to put too much on them, but I'm also like, again, you said you want to continue your career in soccer and you want to get better, you want to make it to these higher levels. There is a price to pay.
Yeah, and I think as long as he's saying that, hey, this is still what I want to do.
Yeah.
This is still what I have interest in. I think you're doing a phenomenal job of, trying to navigate how to go about it. And also just, continuing to encourage them. And I think the key is what you said, like, look, I'm gonna love you regardless. I'm proud of you, you know what I'm saying? No matter what.
Yeah.
And just always, being that. Yeah. But another question I have is like, and I don't really necessarily think that there's an answer for this, because I'm thinking about this now. We're about to get the boys into baseball because they don't want to do anything. They want to play football. So I'm gonna let them play flag football. You know what I mean? Yeah, we could do flag football. But that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I'm willing anything else. Basketball. Isaiah said he would play basketball. He said he would. Miles is just like, I just want to make weapons. I'm like, okay, So, but so I haven't been met with that challenge yet. You know what I mean? So I'm listening to you tell this story, and it's like, man, what do I do when I get there? And I don't know, but I'm thinking like, how do we instill in our kids the courage to overcome like whatever fear that is, you know?
Yeah.
And also to remove the doubt, that they have within themselves. And obviously, biblically there's things that talks about, you're not given the spirit of fear. And the more that we write the words in our heart, the more we can face those anxieties and those problems when they rise up. We can check it with the word.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's honestly from like a slightly more advanced belief scope than what an adolescent child is operating from most times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so how do we apply that scriptural fact in a way that they can get it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know what this is. Having this conversation right now is the first time that I'm even thinking about this.
So I just recently started having these Bible studies with Aaliyah and Joel.
Okay.
And we do them in the studio. So I had this vision, like I actually wanted to record it.
Okay.
And do like kind of like a Bible study with your kids type of series on the page. They didn't want to be on camera, so I was like, all right. So when I start with the younger two, I might see if they want to do it, because I think doing like people being able to see doing a Bible study with your kids, like a lot of people don't know how to do that. So when I was coaching basketball, like we did the ministry time, like the last like 30 minutes, right? And so like I'm teaching like just simple little Bible lessons from these little handouts. And one of the parents, he was kind of like sitting close, like just listening. And then like after we got done, he was like, man, that's just like amazing, like how you broke that down for them to understand. I didn't think I was doing anything that amazing.
Okay.
But I didn't realize like, for a lot of people, it's like, it's hard to like take some of these like lessons that you want to teach your kids, but like tell it to them in a way that they can like digest it easily. And so I realized, okay, this is, what we're doing is significant. And so like, we started, so we've done like 2 Bible studies, really talking about like, identity and like, the kingdom of God and like what that means, like who we really are in the kingdom and what that means being here on earth, and like how we're like ambassadors, right? To how things are in heaven, as on earth as it is in heaven. Like we're supposed to be ambassadors, right? And so a friend of mine, so Dwayne, my chicken hater friend Dwayne, his son, freshman in high school, this kid Ethan, one of the most phenomenal athletes. Like imagine being a freshman in high school and colleges are already calling you. Like you're doing top college tours. He done been to Tennessee, Cincinnati, Georgia Tech, because he plays both sides. He plays defensive end and tight end.
Man, shout out Dwayne, and well, shout out to both of them, to his mom and dad, to be honest.
For sure.
Because it takes remarkable parenting to bring up a kid that does not allow that to get to his head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's a really great kid, right?
Yeah.
Me at freshman year, and I think that I was a pretty good character dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I had a lot of belief in myself. You know what I'm saying? And like, if I would have had that level of attention, that like confidence would have shifted, or very easily could have shifted to arrogance and like cockiness, like in an extraordinary way. Like it could have been way off balance.
So I knew you freshman year. Yeah, I can see that.
So, but yeah, shout out. But to that point though, right? Like, so giving the idea of identity, actually, when you said that, it was like a light bulb, because that is at least a foundational piece to how to overcome doubt. Because when you know who you are, and you know whose you are, and you know what your identity is in Christ, when you really know it, it helps overcome, doubt in particular areas. So that was just pretty fantastic.
Yeah. So when I was talking on the phone with Dwayne, he was saying like, his son was like getting really like a little nervous because he was, it's a lot of pressure.
It is, man.
Even though he's just, I was like, bro,
everything else.
Yeah, you're just a freshman. Like, you don't need to put all that pressure. So I told him, I was like, man, like, listen, this is what you do. This was the Holy Spirit. This wasn't me. You have to tell him that he's not a football player.
Okay.
Your identity is you're a son. You're God's son. That's who you are. Football is just what you do right now. That's the thing that you do. But
Man,
you
come on with the.
But you are a son. That's who you are.
Yes.
Because if you don't do that, and we've seen these stories where my identity is this athlete, then what happens when I get cut? What happens when my knee blows out and I get thrown to the side? Like, you're no good to this team anymore, or any team, and now you got to go figure it out. And like, it damages you up here.
Yeah, bro. That, depression can be said in. There's a lot of things when people have their identity, even when they don't end up with injury, but you hear about people that make it to whatever their goal was, but then when it's gone, they have a trouble dealing with life after that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do I do after the game? Like, I'm no good to my family. I'm no good to myself.
Yeah. Millions of dollars in the bank. You just empty on the inside.
Right.
You don't know what to do with yourself. And so, yeah, man, I'm taking that same advice that I gave him and trying to put it toward my kids. And it's like, okay, this is who you are. And, God gave you gifts and talents in different areas. And you're going to start discovering those things, and it's going to pull you in different directions. You're going to discover what it is. And hopefully, the goal is to find the thing that God has put you, here to do. That's the important aspect of like raising your kids, like, and trying to raise a little athlete. And so, this past Sunday, at Victory, Pastor Mo, Andrew Moman, they call him Mo, but he was the guest preacher. He preaches at the Midtown campus, but he came to Norcross. And so he was preaching on living between the promise and the proof. And so talking about the promises of God and like the things that are actually happening. And so he gave this was a really good sermon. He gave his testimony about like how and his wife, they've been trying to have a baby for like a really long time. And they finally got pregnant and they ended up losing the child.
Okay.
And so, he was really wrestling with God on like, why did this happen? And it's just being in those places, but he's just talking about, just really leaning on the promises of God and knowing and trusting God's character. Even though bad things happen, it's everything ends up being ultimately for your good, even though it doesn't look like it at the time.
Okay.
And that's a really hard situation. So this one thing that he said, not allowing your feelings to have the final word, but God. We have to lean on God.
Okay.
And when he said that, I was like, that's it. Like, that's what my son is going through. He's leaning on his feelings and not so much, on who God says he is. And so it's my job to help shift that mindset. Cause I get it. Cause really, I was that same kid. Like if I played pickup basketball, like somebody said something to me, like that's going to affect me.
Okay.
And it did. And like, I, didn't want to shoot, didn't want to dribble, didn't want to like mess up. Even though I wanted to be in the game, like I didn't want to, all I was thinking about was don't mess up, not have fun, you know what I'm saying? And so I was like, okay, I don't want Joel or any of my kids like repeating any of our mistakes, right? Learning from my past experience and trying to see life through their little eyes, because the things that we look at it as small, but to them it's everything.
Yeah. So Anaya played soccer this year for her school. She's in 10th grade, and this is not like a passion that she's going to pursue, in any kind of, major way, but some of her friends were doing it and she was interested, and so she did it. And she played soccer when she was much younger,
Yeah.
much younger, which it was pay attention to the dandelions as opposed to like the ball, right?
Yeah.
Same as Naomi.
Yeah.
And Anaya is the fastest kid on her team by far. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And there's moments where she will have an opportunity to like blow past somebody. The ball is out here in the open field. If she's been passed the ball, but she will dial her speed down to either wait for somebody else to catch up so she can try to pass it to them, or so a defender can get the ball and she'll try to just let me just play defense, and you know what I mean. She's similar to what you were saying about Joe. And she mentioned that there was a girl on her team that like is constantly yelling at everybody, And I was like, oh man, just forget, forget that. And I didn't really go too deep with it, but I did notice after going to like 2 or 3 of her games, after the first one, I was like, yo, you gotta, when you got an opportunity, like go, and work on it work on it at home, work on it when you get a chance, so that you could be more comfortable with it. My thought process was it was just her inexperience and a level of comfort and her not wanting to mess up that caused her to kind of dial it back. The fear of like failure in front of people,
Yeah.
But it also could have been the fact that she really didn't want to hear it, which goes along with that fear of failure too. Like if I mess up, somebody's going to have something to say.
Yeah.
And that's real, because even when I was hooping, I only played pickup. I played recreational ball, back in the day. But that's a very real thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a real thing. But I like everything you said, because, man, once you really believe in yourself, regardless of age, anything else, then nothing else matters. Like no matter what else somebody else says, it doesn't impact you the same way anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but the thing about that age is that, and this is what having teenagers and pre-adolescent kids is like reminding me of. Once I got grown, I stopped caring about what other people thought about. You know what I'm saying? Like once you get out of school, it's like none of that matters. But in that moment, as a 12, 11, 10, 13, 14, 15, whatever it is, what other people say matters. What other people think matters,
Yeah.
And we try to tell them that it doesn't. We try to coach them that it shouldn't,
Yeah.
But when your reality is school and you're with these people at all this time, you know what I mean? It's it could be a real thing. The good thing with Joe is that he has to see these folks when he's playing, the games are going to practice, but he doesn't have to deal with them at school all day, every day.
Yeah.
And so that can help as well. Man, I really like that. I like the Bible study idea. I like the identity and the digging into who you are in Christ, because once that becomes unlocked, then there's really no stopping you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's, man, I had no idea that we were going here today. But it's a lot of nuggets, just for me to chew on. And so many times, as we've been doing these pods, I feel like, that, usually these have been things that we've talked about. These have been ideas that like, we have thrown off of each other and ironed out in a large capacity. But the thing that's refreshing is to have thought exercises and to still be challenged, with how to go about something the right way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I like the transparency and the reality of what's happening in this moment, just so, it can just be a very real and authentic conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like,
For sure.
So many times with podcasts that I watch or whatever, it seems like everybody's got it figured out. And I don't ever want to get to the point where, the family, the friends, the people that are watching us up here feel like we're at a place that's not relatable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And right now, this has me in a very humbled position, because usually I feel like I have some good advice to chime in on, you know what I'm saying? But right now I got nothing. I'm just learning. I'm sitting here like, man, that's fantastic. You know what I mean? So,
I hear you.
Man, God's good.
All the time.
Man, all the time, God's good.
Man, so yeah, I guess thank you, Nix, for kicking off this conversation.
Yeah, man. Hey. Real.
Yeah, man. So yeah, again, congratulations to all your Knicks fans.
Yeah.
stop tearing up your city. That would be nice.
Man, the wife gave me the okay to go to the parade.
You going to the parade?
It's on Thursday. I thought it was on Tuesday. It's on Thursday.
Word. That's going to be dope, man.
I'm riding out, bro. I'm going to leave
Stay
on Wednesday.
safe. Stay safe out there.
Yeah, for sure. It's a quick turnaround. I'm going to go. I've never been to a championship parade. You know what I'm saying? The Braves won something here. I didn't care. I don't want to see the Braves championship,
Yeah.
And, right.
Yeah.
The Mets won back in the day. The Giants won. I never went. You know what I'm saying? So this is going to be the first time I'm like, yo, I've seen these parades, I've heard about it. I watched LeBron and everybody. It's time for me to
go and jump in that parade. But that was going to be a good time.
Yeah.
All right. Well, until next time, y'all.
Get busy.
Get busy. Peace.